Aguero, after being hyped up by Pep Guardiola yesterday that he is going to start, he will be playing 60 minutes, 30 minutes, they didn't know. Didn't even make the squad. So what does the future hold for Sergio Aguero?
Who's that aimed at me?
I'm going to go with Brucey first, I think, for this.
Well, listen, I'm sure we can look into it as much as we want. I'm sure, listen, no one wants Sergio Aguero on the pitch more than Pep Guardiola. What he brings to the side, the amount of possession Manchester City have when they get in that final third, he's lethal in the box. I know I've been playing against him. He's exactly what Manchester City want in that focal point of the number 9 position. So I'm sure it must be something to do with fitness levels, or you never know, COVID situation. It could be anything. Let's just see what comes out of Manchester City in the next week or two. But I'm sure behind the scenes he'll be working hard. He's been a fantastic player, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see Sergio Aguero back on the pitch for Manchester City coming up soon.
But the other thing is, he's now heavily linked to PSG. That was news today, JMO. Mauricio Pochettino, the manager there, Argentinian. There's a connection straight away. No one can fault Aguero for the years of service that he's given Manchester City. He's an icon at that club. Who can forget the goal against QPR? The best example of what he's done for Manchester City. What do you reckon the future holds for him?
Well, I would let him go, personally. And this isn't taking anything away from all the things that you just talked about there. I mean, he is a legend at Manchester City, and he always will be. There comes a point, though, when you're, if you like, relying. And I think when Pep was talking in a few weeks ago, even as close as that, it was almost like Man City relied on Sergio Aguero. And without him, they wouldn't be able to move forward. Well, they've proved they can move forward without him. I think he's finished top goal scorer in the Premier League once. We're not talking an Alan Shearer who did it 3 years in a row. I know we're going back a few years now. So as much as he's a Man City legend, and as much as he is a dangerous threat, he spends a lot of time injured. He's not always the top goal scorer, especially in the Premier League. And I think Manchester City are slowly trying to find, or slowly developing that sort of instinct where multiple high goal scorers are more important than one outstanding goal scorer. And if you can get some money for him for PSG, especially considering the amount of time he's been injured, take it. Farewell, fond farewell even. And I'm sure there'll be a number of suitors who would like to come to Manchester City to fill his position.
What about Gabriel Jesus, JMO? Can he be the one that fills that position? Can they get someone else to be his backup? He started today. He's missed a few weeks because he tested positive for COVID, but prior to that, I don't think he had scored in 5 games.
Yeah, well, I think, again, because of Sergio Aguero, it's almost like this, I'm trying to think of the right term here, and I'm just going to explain it long ways rather than saying something wrong. But the focal point is always on Aguero and his success as a goal scorer, and everyone has to be matched to that. And as I say, if Jesus knocks in 15 goals, Mahrez tallies 15 and Sterling does 15. They don't even have to reach the 20s. All of a sudden, you've got 45 goals from 3 different players. And I think that would be Manchester City's best format for going forward, rather than looking for an out-and-out 20, 25-plus goal scorer. I was trying to look for it in my piece of papers here. I did a study on top goal scorers, and I think 7 times the Premier League top goal scorers ended up winning the league in, 28 years. So it's not something that's vital in order to win the league. Man City last season were top goal scorers and didn't win the league. So, I think it's an accumulative thing that Manchester City need to look for, and Jesus is part of that. I think he's more than capable.
Brucey, your take on Gabriel Jesus to be the long-term solution up front for Manchester City?
Me personally, I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket with Jesus. I think he's a fantastic talent, but I think when Aguero does leave, which in the next 1-2 years, I think it's inevitable that will happen. I think it's imperative for Manchester City that they go and buy an out-and-out natural goal scorer. As I say, for the amount of possession that they have, the amount of chances people like De Bruyne create, I think they need someone who's going to go and get you 25, 30 goals a season. There's a few outstanding candidates out there in Europe at the moment. The number one, I would have to say, would probably be Haaland. And the thought of someone like Haaland going to Manchester City would be an outstanding prospect. So we'll just have to see what the future brings.
Yeah, I believe that his contract also expires at the end of the season as well. So If they're going to make money off him, JMO, Aguero that is, it'll have to be now, right now.
Yeah, and I suppose, again, when money in the current situation in world football is it's usually a big issue, but even more so because of the pandemic. Manchester City arguably don't fall too much into that concern area because of the wealth of the owners. So you would ask the question, do they need to sell Aguero to make money? Or do they let him go because he's been a loyal servant? And again, these questions that we can't answer on this show without the full knowledge. But letting Aguero go won't be because they want to get rid of him. I think it will be more the fact that it's something to as a thank you, if you like. And if, as you said, Paris Saint-Germain are interested, then they would let it happen. As I say, they've already got the people in place. I don't agree with Brucey, as I said before, the idea of the one-out striker. But then when you mention Haaland, who scored, I think, 2 this weekend again, that might be a guy worth buying as an out-and-out striker. So, let him go for thank you. But regards to the money, I don't know what you'd get for him in return. I don't think it would be a massive amount.